Oh, hello. So here we are in my Skyrim shenanigans again. So I thought I would conclude this sort of weather epopee, but I couldn't. So I made a short list, and my short list is just 4 weather mods. The first of which would be climates of Tamriel. The second would be wonder, and wonder is very much growing on me. Then there is rustic, which is, as you can see, a drastic change, but there are some sceneries that actually rustic looks better than wonder or climates of Tamriel. And then I also had azurite, but even though azurite, like in here, it really does make sort of architecture stand out very much. But in all nature settings, this is cathedral, sorry. This is azurite, yeah. So it really does not look too well to me. I mean, it sort of gives this artificial look to everything. If you compare it to climates of Tamriel, you can see quite well that it gets rid of this painterly feel, because in climates of Tamriel, you actually do have this sort of lack of sharpness. Take a look at this place, for example, when you have the pine tree in front and then some other trees in the background. And in azurite, the trees in the background seem almost as sharp. Well, almost. But still, you can see the details in them. While in climates of Tamriel, you don't. And this is very much a natural sort of decline in sharpness, which is, with exactly what you experienced when you just look around in the environment. And I do not even need to mention the change in the sky and in the appearance of the clouds of the sun. In azurite, you actually do not have any decent sunset, no decent golden hour. Yeah, the difference in the color temperature is just overwhelming. So yeah, this is the first thing you really need to notice. Then I also wanted to make sure that I do not like cathedral, because I've heard so much good about cathedral weathers. And no, I don't like it. You see, it's even worse than azurite. Because, yeah, this is azurite. This is cathedral. It's just tinted blue all over. And yeah, there's virtually no sunset. Was the sun gone? So yeah, I decided I don't like it. And oh yeah, and we do have vanilla. So yeah, let's do it like that. Vanilla. And yeah, so this is vanilla. This is cathedral. This is azurite. And on the top, you've got those 3 that I actually picked, which is climates of Tamriel, wonder, which is a little bit brighter than climates of Tamriel, in some cases I like it, and in some I don't. And this is rustic, and rustic is very much different, but it still gives you this painterly look and feel that I'm really after. So then I decided to go down and see how the weather looks, sort of from the ground level. So this is vanilla here on the far top left. Then you have got climates of Tamariel. This is rustic. I think you can tell by now that this would be rustic, obviously. And down here, you've got azurite. Yes. Again, just blue all over, very crisp, very much, too much clarity as to my liking. And by clarity, I mean there's very particular slider I'll show you just now. And this is Wanda, which is, as I said, growing on me very much, even though it is a little bit too saturated sometimes. So yeah, by clarity, what I mean by clarity, let's just show you on the vanilla one. So let's try and develop that. So here you have this clarity slider. Yeah. And you can either decrease it, make everything a little bit too smooth, or you can increase it very, very much. This is like plus 100, so it's just horrendous. But you can really tell that with clarity, you actually do have this sort of effect of everything being too sharp in the far end. So this is exactly what this is cathedral, sorry. This is azurite. So yeah, you do have this sort of over sharp effect. So yeah, as I said, I do Wanda is growing on me. This is Climates of Tamariel, and this is Wanda. So there is virtually very little sunlight between them. Daylight, I should say. Very, very little daylight between those, but you still do have a little bit brighter sunrise and sunset with Wanda. And then I went to Rorikstad, of all places, and this is the vanilla sunrise. And take a look at those sunrises here. So this is the vanilla one. This is azurite. Sure. All blue, all too crisp. Azurite, for sure. This is rustic. And those two at the bottom with this extensive, horrendous god rays are Wanda and Climates of Tamariel. So as you can see, in this, let's just take off the azurite, which is horrendous. So here you can tell that actually my favorite are the top two, which is vanilla and rustic. So that's what I said, that in some cases I do prefer rustic really than either of those Climate of Tamariel or Wanda. However, in most cases, those two are just beautiful. Like, take a look at the swamp. So this is the mortal swamp. And this is Climates of Tamariel. This is Wanda. And you can see those two look really great. And here you've got azurite, obviously, all too crisp. This is rustic, which is just bleak. It should be renamed bleak. And this is vanilla. So yeah, this actually in this swamp sort of setting, I would prefer those two, either Wanda or Climate of Tamariel. So to conclude my weather mod, I need to say one thing. If you perchance end up enabling ENB, you actually, maybe not with every ENB preset, but with the preset that I wanted. And I wanted the preset that was used with Alpine. So with this preset, which is called Natural 3, you actually need to disable any weather mod. So all my work done here would basically end up being redundant. So yeah, my heart just broke. And I decided to take a look at the interior lighting instead. Because weather mod obviously does not do anything to interior. So this is very much vanilla. Well, it's not totally vanilla because it does have the skyland retexture, and it also has volumetric lighting. But this particular screenshot does not have enhanced shadows. And I learned about a mod called Lux. And yes, I know this mod is like 100 years old, but I decided to mod my Skyrim myself like 2 weeks ago, so don't shout at me. So I downloaded Lux, and first thing I got was this. And I thought, oh my God. So yeah, when I approached this good gentleman, everything looked a little bit better, but it still looked horrendous. Like, oh my God. So yeah, I obviously forgot I do not have Ragnarok enabled and stuff like that, but still. So yeah, I reloaded that, reinstalled, made everything good. So here is my Lux correctly installed. And oh my God, I fell in love. I honestly fell in love. And look, then I went to Banned Mare, and this is just vanilla. And please do pay attention. This is vanilla Banned Mare. This is ELFX Shadows. And this is Lux. And oh my God. However, the shadows are a little bit too deep. Like, I don't think they would be as deep, but still, look at the picture. It's just so cinematic. So much difference than to this one. Don't you just think it looks just so much better? So much better. So then we do have this. This is better now. And here I tried to do some testing. So this is Lux without shadows. And this is Lux with shadows. Just pay attention. Not much done to that. However, no shadows makes this interior a little bit brighter than with ELFX Shadows. But still, in Banned Mare, there are no sort of excessive great big windows. So I decided to go someplace else. And I decided to go to the temple. So this is temple with Lux and nothing else than Lux. What has happened here? I think this is Lux on a different part of the day. And now take a look at that. This is Lux plus ELFX Shadows. Like, what is going on with this place? Like, here, of course, this is just normal light going through the window. But what is wrong with this place? I have no idea. So yeah, Lux plus ELFX Shadows. It's just not too good. Besides, I really need to say that with just all vanilla, where is it? Let me just show it quickly. Yeah, this is just vanilla, so it's fine. I mean, vanilla is good. You don't really need to use Lux if you cannot, because Lux is obviously very huge mod and very demanding. But if you can afford it, yeah, it just looks so beautiful. So then I went to Dragon's Reach and look what happens to Dragon's Reach. This is Dragon's Reach with shadows. And I will show you what bugs me just in a second. But this is Dragon's Reach with Lux. Like, I'm in love. I'm in love and I want to become an interior photographer. This is exactly what you want your cinematic shots to look like. With this dark, deep shadows and this bright, warm highlights. Just marvelous. And then I also found another mod, and this mod is called Tenebris. Well, it is called actually Tenebris something, but I just called it like that to have my file names shorter. And it actually looks quite good, but it does not give you this beautiful, look at that. Just look at that. So this is Tenebris and this is Lux. So Lux is far more three-dimensional than Tenebris, and it gives you this additional beautiful reflects coming from the windows. So yeah, it's just wonderful. And then what I actually also want to show you is this is Lux in the morning, and this is Lux at noon. So it actually does change the white balance and the color temperature a little bit. And what actually happens with shadows ELFX is you do have some shadows. Let me just show you that again. Oh gosh, I cannot find it now. How unprofessional of me. Yeah. So you have shadows ELFX, which is, you know, it does give you this beautiful windows reflections and all of that, even though you do not have this wonderful 3D deep shadows effect. But, you know, this is the morning. This is like 7 a.m. And look, these are the eastern windows. There is nothing coming in. There is no light coming through those windows, even though it is 7 a.m. And look, this is Shadow ELFX with western windows, and it's 7 a.m. So this is just a tiny small thing, and you can obviously pretend not to see it, and you can pretend that you cannot, you know, you do not need to fuss about that. It's just nothing major, really. It would be major if you had those beams, this glow coming in from both east and west sides of the building. It would be horrendous. But yeah, it's just me. It's just me when I see it, when I see that there is light coming through the west side of the building rather than the east side of the building, and it is bloody morning, I just cannot unsee it. I cannot see it. And this is just driving me crazy, really. So, yeah. And then, on top of this whole shenanigans, I discovered something called dial. So this is Lux with dial on top. And dial makes everything like correspond, like makes the light corresponding to the moment of the day. So this is Lux with dial during the evening. And oh my goodness, I have lost it. How could I have lost it? I think it is about 10 a.m. So dial makes everything look a little bit lighter during the day, while with Lux only, you would have all those parts over there very, very dark. And here is dial at noon. So the white balance is very much brighter than during the evening. Here you've got evening. So yeah, I guess I decided to go with Lux. And I just, where would that be? I wanted to show you Lux in the temple. I'm just great. I lost it. So this is Lux in the Kinnereth temple at noon. And this is Tenebris in Kinnereth temple. So you can see very well. But, well, Tenebris is really great and it does give you that 3D sort of feel. But still, I do prefer Lux. It does everything with far more. It does everything far more delicate, and it is really very painterly. So yeah, I decided to go with Lux, and then I decided to go back to the question of E and B, and I got defeated. Like I got badly defeated, but I think I'll tell you all about that next time because maybe I'll still figure out what to do with that shenanigans. So yeah, I guess that's all for today's modding diaries, and thank you for all your suggestions. And I just hope I will be able to play this blinning game one day. Thank you. And ta